Hello, everybody, and welcome to the grand finals of the AMD Radeon Extravaganza Qualifier, Stage 5, Round 4. My name is Slow Wolf. With me today, I've got Master Delk, and this is going to be an exciting series, a best of 3 between Protoss Believe and Zerg SteAdfaSt. How are you feeling right now, Delk?
You know, it's getting a bit late in the day, but I am ready to go and excited as well. SteAdfaSt and Believe isn't quite a match we see. It's too much. As well as this far into the bracket. So we're guaranteed at least 2 games. Normally, you know, they'll meet in the best of 1 situations or earlier on in the tournament where there's not quite as much on the line. This time around, but SteAdfaSt, he's trying to get all of the TorCraft points that he can, as well as, you know, he's going to be in the open bracket. So, or actually, no, he is guaranteed to be in the group stages. Both of these players are. So basically, they're just trying to get themselves the ability to earn more money next weekend at Extravaganza. But for right now, we're going to be on Echo LE for game number 1. Spawning on top of our green Protoss player, it is Believe.
And in the bottom right corner, with our blue Zerg, we've got SteAdfaSt. Now, these 2 players, in my humble opinion, I think that these 2 players have made it this far largely because they've been very versatile. They've shown at least a few different strategies and a number of different openings, and they've shown their adaptability in the face of a changing battleground. Whereas other players that have made it up this far, such as, you know, ENJ, like he did a really good, like EJK did a really good job, but he committed really hard to certain strategies, and that cost him in that last best of 3. In this case, we've got 2 very malleable, very adaptable players, and we're going to have to see how that works out for the 2 of them. What do you think is going to end up happening here?
Well, right now, it looks... I'm wondering if SteAdfaSt is going to be going back to his whole 3 hatch before pool shenanigans. It's what he used to do versus Believe, but Believe started to figure that out, and it didn't quite work as well. He does have a drone here trying to block off the natural. We'll be coming back into the main to scout. Right now, we do have a very quick hatchery, and spawning pool soon to be thrown. Oh, he's got another drone coming out. I'm thinking we're going to be going 3 hatch before pool yet again.
And that's despite the fact that he can see that there's a gateway going down, but he also notices this Nexus going down. So what does this mean for the Protoss players? Is Believe playing a laid-back kind of game? Is he going to sit back and farm?
I believe so, as, you know, we've got a Forge on the way, playing a bit more defensive. Kind of. You can call it that, but really, he's just trying to throw down some cannons down at SteAdfaSt third base. This is a very usual response from Believe, where he sees the Protoss going 3 hatch before pool, throw down a cannon or 2 at the third, make it pretty much uninhabitable. And right now, yeah, there's the first cannon, and it's in a position where it's very hard to get at, which is very good, as that way even like a handful of Zerglings will still have difficulty getting at these 2 cannons.
And that's really crafty. Like you mentioned, that's an incredibly crafty positioning, but on top of that, can they be seen from that distance?
They can. I
guess they can be seen now.
Yeah, they can now, but he might just have to abandon this base.
Yeah.
It's not too much you can do. Though, 1 cannon will get cancelled for now.
He's going to end up rebuilding it anyway because he noticed that the hatchery wasn't cancelled. So up it goes. Slight loss there in terms of you know, that level of funding right there. And then 1 cannon is just plonking away as hard as it can. The hatch is going to defend itself as best as it can by popping out a couple of Zerglings. Except for it's not ending up defending itself. He's just going to go straight for the aggression. Now that Believe's committed at least a couple hundred minerals over to being pumping a couple of cannons out, I believe that SteAdfaSt is thinking, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and counter that then. Let's go ahead and get aggressive. And it seems like this wave of Zerglings is just that exactly. But this Mothership Core are going to go ahead and dissuade that from being a reality, I think.
Indeed, and these drones, you know, there's a lot of them, but they're not going to be able to do too much. This pylon is going to be taking a bit of damage, but there's 2 more coming up right behind that, and G comes out from SteAdfaSt, going to have to tap out, because he just doesn't have the ability to, one, defend himself, and two, do the counter aggression to maybe take it to a base race. So, a bit of an unfortunate turn of events for SteAdfaSt, but a very quick game number 1. And we'll have to see if SteAdfaSt adapts for game number 2.
That would be difficult to adapt to, though. It's just he set up his third hatchery, and then all of a sudden there were cannons in it, and there's no way he could build anything in there for the next at least 3 minutes until he got something out that could deal with it. And then, by complete contrast, that was practically a protected proxy pylon. Like, there is an infinite number of ways the Protoss could have done stuff there. So yeah, I could see why SteAdfaSt tapped out. But that just means that we're going to game 2. SteAdfaSt now knows another one of the tricks up Believe's sleeve, of which he's shown a great many over the course of this particular qualifier. Will SteAdfaSt be able to bring this to an even series, or do you think that Believe is just going to go ahead and clinch this as soon as they can?
Well, SteAdfaSt had said that he does have plans later after this, but unfortunately he just kept winning, so he had to keep playing. Though I feel like, Believe, he's going to be trying to make quick work of this. SteAdfaSt, though not wanting to, he's never really been the most comfortable going for the high aggressive play versus Protoss. He's done it versus Zerg, of course, you have to versus Zerg, but versus Terran, it works out for him. But versus Protoss, he's never quite found the footing doing it. So, going into Cactus Valley, very open map, it's also rather easy to get up to the 3 bases, so we'll have to see how this goes.